Three, two, one. All right, check some audios quick. On the YouTube side. Good on YouTube, and we are live on Facebook. So, welcome back, everybody, to episode 11 of the 100 Proof Whitetails podcast. Keith's down here joining me tonight, and we got something new and interesting. We got ones we don't even know what they are. Usually we pick a bottle or pick something to sip on, but this one we're going to drink out of this. We'll talk about more about that later. But Keith's down here. We're going to talk some camping, summer projects, summer plans, hang out, and try some whiskeys that we have absolutely no idea what they are. They might be great. They might be horrible. They might be what we like, what we don't like. We don't even know yet.
And they're not all just bourbon, Ben just informed me.
They could be whiskeys. They could be, I don't know if there's a Scotch in there or an Irish whiskey. I don't know. Well, again, they're all blind, and we'll talk more about that, going forward. And then our warm-up tonight, which Keith finished his.
Yeah, I did.
Sorry.
That was really good.
Sorry. So the warm-up tonight was Wild Turkey Kentucky Spirit. Nice single barrel offering from Wild Turkey.
First time I've ever had it. It was excellent.
Yeah, they're good.
I really enjoyed it.
I think anything turkey is a great spot to be. And we're not talking, in college shooting turkey.
No.
Or the old give them the bird slogan or whatever it used to be for Wild Turkey.
Yeah.
We're talking 101's even a good one.
Right.
Just a great whiskey, whether it's Russell's, the Kentucky Spirits, the rare breeds. I mean, you name it. You really can't miss a Wild Turkey.
You can't go wrong. You really can't. That rare breed.
Even the 81 is okay.
Mm-hmm.
If they got it and stuff like that. And it's still one that I'll get a pour of at a bar. If they got an 81 or a 101, I'll grab it at a bar. And then they got the other ones. Some of the people like the flavored ones, the honey. I know the American honey one, that's one a lot of people like, and the honey sting, where they put peppers in it.
Peppers and bourbon.
Yeah.
That sounds wild.
Gives you a little spice with that sweet.
Yeah. I think I've had the honey one before.
I think they call it sting. Honey sting.
Honey sting.
Mm-hmm.
That sounds wild.
Yep.
I've never even heard of that before.
Yep. But yeah, we don't get too much into the flavored stuff down here. But once in a while, something gets brought down or somebody brings something by, and we have some of it. And we always got our big selection of bird dogs over there, too.
The closest I've come to a flavored one would have been the ports we did.
Yep, port barrel finished stuff.
So, which I wasn't a fan of. Probably wouldn't do that again myself.
It's different.
It's unique. It's definitely unique.
Yeah, like we talked about, it's a kind of more of a crossover from the wine side of stuff.
Yeah.
You get a lot of that kind of wine undertones with some of the fruitiness. Stuff like that.
I would love to take somebody that is only a wine drinker who's never had bourbon and start them with a high quality port.
Mm-hmm.
And that, I think that you would win them over with that.
Yeah.
I really do.
Definitely.
So where are you going camping?
So we are going to, now you made me close it out. I can't even remember what it is. It's right over by Fawn Lake in Lake Pleasant. It's right between them. It's Sagandaga.
I don't
pronounce.
It's just west of Lake George.
Yep. Yeah. Near Speculator.
Yeah, near Speculator.
Yep. So we're going there Friday, Saturday, and then probably leave Sunday.
Yep.
Camping with some of my wife's friends from college. So
tent camping. And we got rain showers coming in Friday night. So my wife's going to get a great first taste of tent camping since she was a little kid. So. And you're doing the cooking. I might be doing some of the cooking, yep. Nice. So. That'd be good fun. Well, we got a bunch of eggs to bring, dude, obviously, and then, venison for the tacos and stuff I'm going to do. Nice. Tacos over the fire. Awesome. It'd be a good time. Very cool. I have no idea what the amenities are there. I've never been there. I don't know if we're, using pit toilets or what the setup is for it or if we're washing our hands in the creek. I don't know. I've never been there. Yeah. I tried to do a Google Street View, and there was no Google Street View of the campground. So it's kind of a toss-up. Never been there. So if anybody tuning in has ever been to Moffett Beach, I think is what it's called, that campground. Yeah. If anybody's ever been there, let me know. But I've never been there. We got one site on the water, on the lake, and then one right across the road from it. Nice. That'll be a good time, though. Yeah. Sounds like it'll be a good time. Are you out of black fly season? I don't know. I'm bringing my thermocell and spray and all that good stuff. So anybody's got any comments or tips for camping,
feel free to drop them in there. There's always something that you seem to always forget when you pack for camping.
Your wife was just down here asking, do you have any tips for the weekend? And I said, bug spray, sunscreen,
and couple decks of cards.
Yeah, at least 2 decks of cards in case it starts to rain.
Mm-hmm.
And then a good pillow.
Yep.
And either air mattress or a good sleeping pad.
Yep.
That will make your weekend great.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
I've never had a camping trip where I didn't bring those things. And well, of course, a good bottle of bourbon. That's just a given. But
or beers. I mean, whatever your flavor is.
So we were just talking with Ben's wife about encounters at the campsite. And growing up, we used to go to Allegheny National Forest, riding motorcycles and four-wheelers. And we were camped right in Allegheny, and we were right next to the creek because there was no amenities, nothing. There was no bathrooms, There's no showers, or nothing. So we get all dusty, dirty riding four-wheelers and motorcycles. We jump in the creek to wash off.
Yeah, we're in the lake. Well, that lake's going to be cold, man.
Yeah, it is going to be
40s and 50s over there all week.
If you get that primitive for your wife's first time camping since she was a kid, I want to see videos, TikToks of how that's going to go.
Well, there's no power either, so
jeez.
I don't know how much phone I'll have.
You're going to have to get your solar charger out.
Plug the phone into the truck, let the truck run for 20 minutes or whatever. Keep it from dying. But
that'll be fun. So.
No, it'll be all good. And I've been a bit since I've tent camped, a couple years.
Yeah. That's not true. Finanza last year.
Oh yeah, sorry, Finanza. I forget Finanza. It gets fuzzy. It gets fuzzy. Finanza gets fuzzy.
We were in the tent for Finanza. We weren't in it that long because we went to bed so late, but
yeah, and then we got to have a shot again. But yeah, usually Finanza is a good time, and yes, we usually tent camp at the Finanza.
That was good.
So yeah, that's true. And then other than that, we tent camped in college. Actually, that was two of my gym classes in college.
Oh, camping. Really?
Yep.
That's cool.
Yep. So, I took camping as my gym class twice in college, so it was a good time. Definitely enjoyed it. FLCC. Where else can you take a camping class and that's your gym credit?
Yeah, that's pretty good. I don't know why I didn't go there.
Yeah. Huh?
I just wasn't. I wasn't much of an outdoorsman back then. The only thing I ever did was shoot guns and ride motorcycles. Is pretty much all I did. But.
Yeah. Yep. Hannah says he's horse trailer camped plenty of times. It's not the same as tents.
No, but did she camp in the horse trailer or did she tent camp and the horse trailer was there? Because there's a difference.
No, she's like camping with the horse trailers.
Oh, with the horse trailers. See, because my sister camps inside of her trailer.
Yeah, that's basically,
Throws an air mattress on the gooseneck, and that's what she does. And I'm like, but she does have an air conditioner on her new trailer.
Oh, boy. So that's roughing it.
That's not that bad.
That's roughing it, man.
So growing up, my family didn't have a lot of money, but my sister wanted to show horses. So my mom sacrificed everything she had, enough to buy a truck and a trailer and a horse. And but because of that, we never could stay in a hotel. So when we went to all these big horse shows, we tent camped.
Yeah, you're camping at the camp. Yep.
So, all their people are getting up out of their big fancy trailers and campers at the fairgrounds where we were and whatnot. And we get out of the tent. So I grew up tent camping at horse shows throughout my childhood. And I always thought it was fun because, hey, we're going camping.
Yep.
But it was a good time. You can't go wrong tent camping.
Yeah.
And it's cheap. It's relatively cheap.
It's definitely good. Yeah, my wife had a comment and then it just disappeared on me. I don't know where it went. It was about the tent camp or about the horse camping. But
yeah, that's cool. She did that though.
Anyway, but yeah, no, it's a good time. So yeah, other than that, I guess we could get into what we're drinking tonight.
Yeah, we don't know what we're drinking tonight.
We don't know what we're drinking tonight. So this is a subscription box service. This is called Blind Barrels. It's got the cool little monkey on there. I don't know if you can check him out or not. Monkey with the top hat is the Blind Barrels thing. Comes with this nice sample bottle case. Gives you your nice tasting table for your notes to look for.
Yeah.
Bottles A, B, C, D. And then the batch that it's out of, this is the December box.
Is that the one you said, December? Yeah.
Yeah, I got the December and the March one that I haven't had yet. Yep, December 22, and then you scan your little QR code and you find out what your samples are.
Nice.
So we're going to do this kind of because the next month was picked by the Bourbon Junkies, who is a great YouTube channel for bourbon and whiskey.
Really
those guys over there put out great content, Dan
Yeah.
Sean. So we figured we'd save that one because those ones are supposedly like mostly cast strengths.
Yeah, a little hotter.
A little hotter. So for what we're looking to do tonight, which these ones could be too. I don't know.
You'd never know. This is pretty cool.
So we're gonna kind of try to guess these a little bit based on what we think the proof is, and then maybe if we could figure out what it might be and what we're tasting with it. So we'll let you guys pick the order. So first person to comment in the order we'll try these, doesn't matter, A, B, C, D.
Yep.
Write it in any random order, and we'll pick and we'll do the samples in that order. So get these out of the case and get this off the thing. Different colors already.
So how long have you been part of this subscription here?
I've only done, so I'll get my third box in June.
Okay.
It's like every 3 months,
cool.
every quarter.
So how did you find out about this?
Came up as an ad.
No, really?
Yeah.
On Facebook?
Might have been YouTube, actually.
Okay.
Cool. I can't remember.
Nice.
So, ABCD for who? What's the first letter for the first one coming up on this? Let's check YouTube.
What do we got?
Who's got the first letter? What do we got? A, B, C, D. Pick one. My wife will comment in because I know she's one of the 4 people watching, as are probably my mom and dad. There's 2. Nate's maybe watching it.
I didn't tell my mom, so she's not watching.
We got our parents watching it, and that's it. So,
I should text my mother. Hey, we're on the podcast.
Yeah, we'll flip a coin for it. We'll just pick one. I don't even know. This one.
I'm going B.
Okay, sorry. Sorry, Keith. We'll do B. Oh, Hannah says C for camping.
All right.
Overruled. Fair. Overruled. C for camping. So brand new, and
one.
they're sealed.
Nice.
A nice little crack. No cork pop.
No quiet on the set there. What do you think?
So we wipe these out
after our
blue shop towel. That's our standard for splitting off the whiskey. I don't even know how much is in these.
Doesn't
3
even say,
ounces, 4 ounces?
Maybe.
I'm just going to pour a little bit in there, and if we think we need more. Get halfway to that pour line? Oh, yeah,
almost.
We'll be good.
Yeah, that'll be enough.
There.
Yeah, that's good.
If we got to go back to it.
So this is C.
We'll go back to it. So C.
So I'm writing in this fancy book that Ben got me. This is the whiskey tasting journal. And it has like color meter, flavor wheel, flavor notes, smell, scents, and then you can guess like the producer, the distillery, things like that. So this is a pretty cool book, especially for somebody like me that hasn't done this a lot. It's really helpful.
And I guarantee you we'll probably, because these are mostly highlighting craft distilleries from what I understand.
Yep.
With blind barrels. So these are ones you might not find at your everyday store, but what's really cool about them is you can buy the bottles directly from that website too.
Yeah, that's
so
really
if you
neat.
like the bottle, or something really stands out to you, you can go and buy that bottle from the Blind Barrels website
at a discount.
At a discounted rate as well.
Yeah,
so you get it below MSRP as well.
That's not a bad
being in the subscription service, which is really cool because you get exposure to these craft distilleries and smaller distilleries. Like there's probably not going to be a Jim Beam and a Jack Daniels in here or something, but you don't know what's going to be in here. I don't know. Previously, Black Button was one of the ones actually.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Nice.
One of their offerings was one of the Blind Barrels. I don't know. It could be one of these.
Could be.
I know that it was on their Facebook page.
Okay.
That they showed it from one of their previous ones. It might be even this one. I don't know. So, caramel.
Yeah, caramel sweet.
A lot of caramel sweet, dude. Nice smell.
Yeah, it does smell really nice.
Dude, that's like caramel apples, man. It's freaking nice.
That smells very, very good. I'm not getting
very sweet.
I'm not getting like any ethanol on the nose, nothing like that.
But not oily, dude. Like it's not running. Like it just falls off the side of the glass.
No.
So we'll do these, and then we will probably do one or two. We'll probably do one, switch a topic, go back to one, switch a topic.
Yeah.
Kind of hang out with this. So,
sure.
So cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers to you folks at home. Thank you for tuning in.
It's got some bite to it.
That's going 115 plus, dude, on proof.
That's got some warmth. I'm feeling, what do you call it?
The hug.
The bourbon hug?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the bourbon hug is there.
Yep.
It is definitely there.
I said 115 plus, dude, but I think it might be 120 plus on the proof.
So I've never tried to guess proof ever. Really, like just kind of messing around maybe, but that is warm. So,
it's there.
So what's the rare breed? 115?
116.
116.
But it drinks lighter than it is too.
Yeah, I would say that's at least to me what I would call that rare breed, that 115, 116 or more.
Yeah, this one, the only thing I would say for a takeaway with this is I get kind of like a little bit of a peanut butter chocolate kind of taste, or like a nutty kind of taste with it.
That spiciness isn't really there much.
Nope, not the spice, just the proof. But I think the proof's definitely like 120. It's not finished. It's not like putting a port cast or something. I don't think.
No, I wouldn't say. I would say it's straight bourbon to me.
Non-finished.
Yeah.
And I would guess it's not a name brand whiskey, just because of the service. You know. It's not bad though, dude.
I enjoy it.
It smells nice. It's a nice proofer. And then again, it comes back down to with these bottles too. Is it something that you want to spend that price tag on? And we talk about that in the Friday Fresh Craig videos too with this. I
would call this smooth. It's not a lot of complexity there, but it does have a little bit of depth. Like that, the flavor changes a little bit. It doesn't really go away. I am getting that nutty flavor on the back end.
Yeah.
As I let it, set on my tongue a little, I'm getting that nuttiness, sweetness on the front end. I enjoy it, whatever it is.
I think it's young. I think it's right around 4 years. I don't think it's that old.
So what makes you say that?
I get some graininess to it.
Okay.
Like up front, I get some of that grain with it.
Okay.
Might be the proof that I'm getting that with, and then it does kind of go into like a nice peanut buttery kind of, kind of a nutty, not peanut butter, but nutty kind of flavor with it. So I don't know if we can look individually. I think you gotta
do them all at once.
Yeah, after the first pass, use the QR code to link to go to the reveal page to website to learn about the details about each specific spirit.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we'll just keep track of them. So, C's in the book. If I had to grade C, B minus.
I would honestly, like, for what I'm just tasting tonight, I'm going B plus. I'm enjoying.
You never know where the rest of these are. Yeah. This might be dead last.
It could be.
I'm going B minus on the grade.
And
we'll see if this changes once we figure out the price with them.
I'm going just a straight B.
Okay, that's fair.
I do like the sweetness. I do like that proof bite a little bit there on the front end of it. But I can understand what you're saying with the youngness of it, because just that initial flavor does have a little bit of that young.
And it kind of almost a little cinnamon to it. That last sip, I got a little cinnamon. Might be because it was down there in the bottom of the glass a little bit.
See, right there, I got the youngness.
The youth.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it could be that you're taking a little bit bigger sip. Usually you'll pick up a little bit more of that youth with a bigger sip rather than just a little bird lip sip, as my buddy Derek would call it. Got the bird lips out. He says that when you're taking too long to finish your beer. Got the bird lips out on it. But yeah, so camping, got that coming up. Other summer plans. What do you got planned for anything big this summer, Keith?
Oh, we're gonna go up north.
Okay.
To do 4th of July weekend. We're going up. That's Friday. We're going to spend some time on Otter Lake with my friends Jeff and Debbie. They have a lake house up there, and my wife and I are privileged enough to be able to go up there kind of when we want, and got invited up there. So we're going to do that, and then we're going to spend some. So my wife's from Castile, New York, so it's about an hour and a half from us.
Okay.
So she doesn't get over that way a lot because all my family's over here. So we're going to spend some time with her family this summer. We're going to go. I was telling you about their camp down in Pennsylvania.
Yep.
So we're going to go down to Westline, PA, which is near Warren, PA, just southeast of Warren, PA.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to take our mountain bikes, and there's a really good mountain bike park down there. So we're going to take our bikes down there and do a couple days mountain biking. I don't know if we'll take the kayaks now. It might be a little much to do biking and kayaking, but the Kinzu Reservoir is right there.
Okay.
So, and the mountain bike park is actually right on the reservoir. The Kinzu, the bridge that goes towards Warren, going west.
There's like a little trail system there.
It's not little. It's one of the biggest mountain bike parks in Pennsylvania, in the Northeast. And I've never been there. Everything on Facebook and Instagram and YouTube like says it's amazing. The trail systems are really cool.
Right.
So really looking forward to that. My wife and I got some good bikes to do some solid trips this summer, so that's gonna be
heck yeah, man.
That, and then gonna try to do some bass fishing.
There you go.
I got a buddy that has a decent.
Well, we can talk some fishing too.
Yeah,
we got a couple samples to talk topics between tonight.
It's interesting because I love bass fishing.
Yep.
Absolutely love it. But all my friends that I grew up in high school with and I'm close with now don't bass fish. So
what are we talking about? Me and Nate, we fish.
So before meeting you.
Okay, that's fair.
So I actually have a Mennonite friend that recently changed churches and now he drives. So he got a truck and he has a bass boat.
Mm-hmm.
So he invited me to go out on he has a really nice bass boat. So he invited me to go out and he only lives like 3/4 of a mile from my house.
Yep.
So he goes to Keuka Lake, so we're going to do some bass fishing this summer.
Keuka's nice. I've fished Keuka before.
I've never fished Keuka, so I'm looking forward to that.
Yep.
So it's going to be some bass fishing, some mountain biking, and then shooting 3D.
Yeah.
It's been a struggle so far, but
yeah, we didn't shoot so hot this week.
I didn't last week, but I've changed so much on my setup. We got 2 ASAs coming up, one this month, one next month, and those are the last 2 ASAs that are in New York State for this year.
Mm-hmm.
And then we're going to go, Gary and I are going to the safari shoot. That's July 16th, I think, something like that. That weekend, that's just 1 day shoot. That's a fun shoot. That's
getting out toward Albany too, right?
Yeah, that's out towards Albany. It's a hike, but I tell you what, it's like a field archery shoot. So it's just an orange dot, paper targets.
Okay.
Hunter class is 50-yard max, so you got to have a 50-yard pin. Out of all the things I've done in competition, whether it be pistol, whether it be archery or skeet, it's probably the funnest competition I've been to. So look it up online. It's called the Mid-Atlantic Safari Shoot. It's on Facebook. It's pretty much the only place you can see it.
Mm-hmm.
The information is on Facebook. Just Google it. It'll come up. If you guys are into shooting outdoor archery, it was $40. And the payout is really good. Like first place won, I think, almost $500 for shooting for 2 hours.
Yeah, for a single day shoot.
Yeah,
it's not bad.
And it wasn't even like we started at like I think it was 8:30, 9 o'clock, and we were done by noon. They do a huge chicken barbecue, like a full on
day,
like a fireman's chicken barbecue.
Absolutely,
great food, and then right after lunch the shoot offs, and then left.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of a nice getaway. It's worth the drive. If you're close, definitely go.
Right.
But that's a fun one I'm looking forward to. And then Finanza, finish off the season with Finanza before hunting starts.
Gotta fit the Finanza.
Ben and I will be at Finanza. I don't know who else is going. Maybe Nate.
Nate might be able to make it.
Yeah.
I
hope Nate goes.
At that. My wife is spot on with the comments, dropping in the link to the Mid-Atlantic Safari Shoot.
Thank you, Hannah.
She's our moderator tonight, keeping the riffraff out of there.
Appreciate that.
Oh, had a comment come in mid-topic. Sean Thompson, one of the co-owners of Antler Ice.
Okay.
Says, "What's up, brother? Long time no talk. What's up, Sean? Thanks for tuning in tonight, dude. Appreciate it." So they own Antler Ice, which is a deer urine company that ships it frozen to you. Nice. So it's frozen fresh.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I've known Sean and Chad and Brandon, all them guys.
Where they out of?
For Buffalo.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, Western New York.
Okay.
Nice.
Thanks for joining us.
Known those guys for probably 10 years now.
How'd you meet those guys?
I ended up meeting them. I didn't know them. Actually, if you go way back, and there's a DVD of it over there, my hunt made it onto one of their viewer submission things. So I'm on a DVD.
Oh, really?
I'm on a DVD
awesome.
over there.
Very cool.
Whatever. I forget which one it was. One of the original Bone Cold episodes.
Yeah.
Back when they did the viewer hunts in there. I'm on there with a self-filmed buck I shot.
Very cool.
That one. First one over there with the arrow on his antler.
Okay.
That guy.
Nice deer.
Yeah. So, yeah, Sean, thanks for tuning in tonight, man. Appreciate it.
Very cool.
But yeah, and then that for us, we got another 2 trips up to the Adirondacks. We got a wedding in the Adirondacks this year as well. And then we have a family trip here at the end of the month going into not the fourth weekend, like the 4th of July, but that last weekend, week.
Yep.
Yeah, weekend and week of, or second to last weekend of June, going into that last week of June, we'll be in the Adirondacks with my family.
Awesome. Where are you going for that?
Just before Old Forge, White Lake.
Oh, yeah. So you're right below me. That's
Yep.
just before Otter Lake.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep, they're right there. They're like boom, 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 and then Old Forge.
Yep. But White Lake's just one lake before Otter Lake because we go to the White Lake Inn for supper sometimes.
That's good.
Or a beer there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And
that's
then the Red Dog's right in there. Have you ever been to the Red Dog?
I have not been to the
10
Red
out
Dog.
of 10 recommend the Red Dog.
All right, we're gonna have to get because it's just a few weeks before I'm gonna be up there. So
yeah, you're gonna have to go to the Red Dog. Red Dog Inn and Tavern. I don't know. Don't have it. No, it's not the glass I have.
Is that on 28?
No, it's off the drag.
Okay.
It's kind of back up in the bush. You gotta watch it though. They got a big electrified fence around their dumpster.
Oh, really?
So, yeah, but the Red Dog, great food, great people, great beer selection.
Yeah.
That's awesome. 10 out of 10. And I think they're open year round because they cover the snowmobile season too.
Yeah, a lot of those guys do that, and
or they shut down for a couple weeks around Labor Day till snow season and then start back up.
Yep. Did you see the Big Moose Inn just burnt down?
What?
Yeah, a couple months ago. Yeah, total loss. So I feel really bad for those guys. If any of you guys watching have been in the Big Moose Inn, it was such an iconic, historic site up there. We always stop there snowmobiling for lunch or a coffee with Bailey's in it. And
Irish coffee.
I was super bummed to see that. I'm hoping that they get back, but I was really sad to see that. It's just kind of one of those places I always look forward to.
Yeah, kind of places up there.
And it's just kind of a nice place because it's off the beaten path where it's not super crazy busy.
Yeah.
So those are the fun places to go. If any of you guys are watching and have those hidden gems in the Adirondacks,
we'd love to hear
those are my favorite places to go because I've been to the Adirondacks so many times. I have family that live up there. So all those little bars that everyone goes to, I don't want to go to those anymore. I want to go to the new places I've never been,
Right.
So
yeah, Big Moose up in Eagle Bay. That was the town I was trying to think of.
So that really stunk. Hopefully they rebuild it to look like the original place.
Yeah.
And I think they will.
Yeah, I think they'll keep a lot of that. A lot of the places up there keep that historical kind of look with stuff.
So that I think
which is really cool.
That would be pretty fun, I think. And if they did that, it'll keep the Adirondacks the way they are. That's what I like about the Adirondacks too. When you camp up there, it's always the same.
Yep.
Pretty much.
Yeah, and that's why we're trying to go like we're going up for that first weekend. My family's there for almost 10-day window.
Nice.
But we're coming in to meet up with some of my cousins that are coming in from out of state.
Okay.
And that's why we're coming up that Saturday, Sunday going into the week. Mm-hmm. That way we can do some stuff during the week when it's not as busy up there typically.
Yeah.
Versus some of the weekends it can get freaking hectic, especially if we're going in around Old Forge or anywhere around that. It's almost not.
Yeah, if you get to Old Forge in June, July, August, man, it's brutal. We went on, my wife and I went on a mountain bike trip there last summer, and oh man, downtown Old Forge was brutal. All the shops were just packed. Main Street was packed. So I like to be off the beaten path when I go up there. It's a little bit more fun. But if you've never camped in the Adirondacks, go. It's worth it.
Yep.
Just do your research and don't go in black fly season.
Yeah, and I would definitely recommend that even if you're not into the tent camping or the campground style stuff, dude, you can find some nice Airbnb type stuff now.
Yeah.
That's what we did for our honeymoon. Yeah. We Airbnb'd a place and stayed right by White Lake.
Yep.
Not far off. We weren't on the water or anything, but we were close enough to do stuff.
Yeah.
And then when you're up there, you're still in a decent where we made a day trip up to Placid and did some of the stuff like that. So the high peaks, a little bit of them and.
Yeah, Old Forge is a nice place because you're pretty central to a half-day drive to pretty much anywhere you want to go and explore. I mean, Placid is a drive, even though you're still in the Adirondacks, but it's a drive. Mm-hmm. I went to school up near Cranberry Lake.
Yep.
In Wanakina. If you ever get a chance to go up there, that's beautiful, and it's way more remote, way more quiet. Some great camping. Some of the best hiking I've ever experienced in Adirondacks are up near Cranberry Lake.
Yep.
But if you're gonna go camping in the Adirondacks, try to either get north or south of Old Forge.
Yeah.
Especially for Airbnbs, because like the Airbnbs in Old Forge are not cheap.
Yeah.
But as soon as you get up past Old Forge, like going towards Inlet, Eagle Bay,
yeah,
the prices drop off.
Blue Mountain Lake,
yeah,
that area,
Indian or Long Lake, you get up in
Yep.
there, and it's going to be more affordable. And you're a 15-minute drive from Old Forge.
Yeah, you can still hop on the road and head back down and get breakfast down there at the diner or whatever you want to do.
So when you go up north, stop at Blue Line Coffee. If you
We've been to Blue Line, yeah.
Oh, that's
Blue Line's good.
That is my favorite coffee shop I've been to.
They got one at the Blue Mountain Lake, right? Resort? Or
I don't know.
Blue Mountain Lake, there's one right there, and then there's one down in Old Forge.
Yes. Yep. That's excellent.
There's a couple of them up there. We've been to a couple of them. Yeah, my wife loves them. I like their hot chocolates too, personally.
Yeah,
freaking delicious hot chocolate, man.
But if you're a coffee drinker, because there's the coffee shop in downtown Old Forge, right on the main drag there. Mm-hmm. And if you're gonna get a coffee in Old Forge, go to Blue Line.
Yeah, Blue Line's a good stop.
Don't go to the one up on Main Street, but
right. Yeah, and that's right across from whatever it is, the Jester place.
Yes.
I can't think.
Yeah,
of
it's right on the north side of the north side of the road.
The Old Forge side of the road. Yeah. Or the Enchanted Forest side of the road.
Yes. Yep. Absolutely. So no, that's a good spot.
Giving you guys all your tourist tips for the week.
Yeah. So, but it's hard. Like if you've never been up there, man.
There's just so much.
There is so much, and it gets so crazy busy. But it's worth it. The Adirondacks are awesome. I can't. Yeah. I look forward to going up there every year. So I'm also doing a guy's weekend fishing trip up there. Mm-hmm. We started doing last year with my friend Jeff that owns the house. So we'll probably do that like July, late July, early August. Yeah. So looking forward to that too. Otter Lake has some nice bass on it.
I mean, I've been up there in the wintertime. We went up to Whiteface and got an Airbnb with a couple of my college friends.
Oh, nice.
Before they're all getting married and having kids now. Back when we could do that kind of stuff. And and dude, we got snowed in the one night, dude. We got dumped like 3 foot.
Holy crap.
But it was awesome, dude.
Yeah.
You know, had a nice, like 5-bedroom house, plenty of room. I think only one person had to sleep on a couch.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with that.
No, and it was just a good time.
Very cool.
But I definitely do. And don't just think you got to be up there in the summer. Like the fall is amazing up there. The winter is really cool, especially if you're like Airbnb in it. I mean, you can tent camp in the winter too. I'm not saying you can't, but it's a little chillier.
So everyone goes up there to snowmobile.
Or snowmobile season, yeah.
So I've been snowmobiling there since like 2001, 2002. My aunt and uncle's place on First Lake, and then my good friend Jeff just got their place on our lake a few years back. So I've been snowmobiling up there forever. Snowmobiling's great. It can, you can go a lot of places relatively quick. However, my wife and I went snowshoeing up near Old Forge in Eagle Bay. So there's a outdoor store on 28 before you get into Old Forge, and they do like kayaks, they do bikes, they do snowshoeing, skiing, things like that. And you can go there and rent snowshoes for like $40 for the entire day, for like 10 hours. So we went there, we got those, and we just went up to the guy at the counter and says, hey, where should we go? Yep. He gave us a couple recommendations that were so nice.
Yep.
We get out to these pristine frozen lakes. It's dead quiet. There's no one around, quiet roads, and went snowshoeing for like 3 hours.
Yep.
And it was so tranquil, so nice. So
here goes my wife, adding to the list of trips.
Yeah, so
there it is. I knew it was coming. Yeah.
So it's not just snowmobiling that you can do up there. My wife's not super into snowmobiling, but we went snowshoeing and she loved it.
Yep.
So it's definitely worth doing, and you don't have to go buy your own snowshoes, which are expensive.
Yeah, exactly.
So if you're into that kind of thing, the winter is. I love winter up there. I enjoy
so much
fall.
To do.
I enjoy fall and winter up there more than anything.
Absolutely.
For sure.
I knew that was going to happen.
Sorry.
You started bringing up snowshoeing. No, it's fine.
Sorry, I got you into it.
It's fine. She's borrowed them from the college and stuff like that before too.
Okay.
Because Hobart's got a few sets.
Yeah.
And for outdoor recreating activities for like a weekend, she's grabbed them to go to like walk around our farm or something like that and stuff like that with the dogs. Of course, Bear goes nuts, and we're just tromping through the snow. But
it's a heck of a workout too.
Yeah. Well, again, 2 years ago, last year we didn't have any snow to have to snowshoe.
No. There wasn't much snow up north either. It was kind of hit and miss. So.
Deb Kiddo tuning in says, "Evening, gents." Hey, Deb, thanks for tuning in. Appreciate it. And actually, I think this is a good time to Open sample number 2. So
Yeah.
we got A, B, and D left.
Yep.
We already had C. So next one up, I don't know, you said B, right?
Yep.
B was your next one?
But if anyone else wants to chime in, I'm all
We'll go bottle B.
Bottle
I'm good
B?
with B. Bottle B.
I'm getting thirsty.
Bottle B. Let's see what we got here. Next one up on the blind barrels. So definitely cool. And again, like I said, dude, this is like going to a bar and trying a whiskey before you buy it, or
Yeah.
like you say, find a Ben that has a bunch of bottles that you can try before you buy them. This is like what you would pay at a bar for a nice, 2-ounce pour. And actually, I think we get probably like 3.5 or 4 ounces in these.
Yeah, I think so.
Probably something like that. And we're leaving a little bit in the glass because I feel like a couple of these we might have a favorite to come back to. So
yeah,
we'll see. But yeah. So recapping bottle C, we both thought it was hot.
Yeah, it's definitely
higher proof.
Higher proof for sure.
Came in at, I thought 120 plus.
I thought 115 plus because
Okay.
I don't have a lot of experience with it. The only one I've drank enough of to get that experience with that rare breed at around that 115.
Rare breed, and then we had the Craig barrel proof.
You've had some other ones. About that one, and that was 124.
Yeah. Yep.
I think
that one out was right behind you. And we've had a couple others. We've had that Knob 120.
Yeah.
Those are getting up.
But I can't remember those, right? I've drank the rare breed enough
120 was good.
that I can remember what that proof was like, so I kind of use that as my reference,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then we figured it was maybe on the younger side, nice caramel smell on it.
Sweet.
Yeah,
sweet smell.
Very sweet smell, and then I didn't think it had like a finish, like a wine barrel finish or anything. Or it's not really a double barrel-y chocolate. Just a peanut butter.
Nothing really complex, but nutty.
Yeah, real nutty.
Had that nutty flavor.
Yep. Which was fine, which is almost Jim Beam-esque. So if you like Jim Beam, that C sample might be right up your
So in this one on the smell, I'm not getting sweet at all. What do you think?
You know how I get in these modes when I'm smelling these?
And you come up with the weirdest things.
And I come up with weird things, and I can't remember what they are.
I'm going to start writing all these down. And like end of the year, I'm just going to raffle them off of all the weird things.
Start picking up, little.
I'm getting a little bit of like that ethanol, just pure alcohol on the nose a little bit.
Maybe after you swirled it a little bit and stuff, you might be getting that. That's what it is. Got it.
What do you got? Let's hear it.
Black licorice.
Black licorice. Oh, yeah. Now that you say it.
Yeah.
When I hate black licorice.
Kinda. I don't know what it.
Oh, that's
I forget
terrible.
what that smell is of black licorice. It's got like a specific smell they call it.
I can't spell licorice. So on the sheet for the blind barrels, on that sheet, one of the smells was black licorice, I think.
No way.
Yeah, or licorice. It's on there. I read it.
So yeah, there's also this cool little tasting table.
Yeah, which is helpful because it has certain words to describe.
Yeah, stuff you wouldn't think of.
And I haven't done this enough to have a good verbiage, and adjectives to describe the smell and taste and everything. So this is really helpful. But
licorice in the spice side of stuff on the tasting thing.
Yeah.
So that's cool.
I get that.
That's cool. Yeah. So
that wasn't that weird.
No, I don't know if I've had black licorice on a.
But that's definitely licorice smell.
What is that smell? It's like a
fake candy.
It ain't a circus peanut. It ain't a Michter small batch.
No,
I'll tell you that.
That's definitely not.
I had it the other day though, dude. Didn't get it.
Just different day.
Different day, and I think it might have opened.
Yeah.
It's been open for a month and a half, 2 months now. So.
What is this? Bottle B?
Bottle B.
Here we go. That's got a decent amount of spice to me.
Well, I'm going right to that's what it is. Thank you, Deb. Ants.
Ants? Like party ants?
ANISE for the smell for black licorice.
I've never heard of that before.
Yeah. I don't know if ants is the... Yeah, and my wife commented the same thing. Apparently, they know what we're talking.
I
See,
do not.
we need to have some other guests come down here.
Yeah, this is nice because they
and
come
we
up
just
with these
need
words.
to pour random samples for each other and do this because this is so much more fun than just hey.
All right, Hannah, give me
a
Wikipedia definition of that. I can't even. Ants?
But yeah, I would definitely say that spicy side of it.
Yeah,
I definitely get a spice. I could see that being.
Let's leave this right here.
I like that.
I
almost want to call it a rye. I don't think this is a bourbon. Or it's a high rye bourbon.
I haven't had enough ryes to know ryes yet.
So rye, you can get more of that spicy note, and anisette. That's how it's pronounced.
Anisette. Okay.
I said ants, but it's not like
Thank you.
Hatfields and
Thanks
McCoys.
for
It's not devil ants. It's anisette.
So
Thank you.
That's
so
the
there's
flavor or smell?
Smell.
Okay.
Smell. I didn't get that black licorice smell or that taste with it.
No, not at all. But I'm getting a ton of spice. What do you think of proof?
Like baking spices. I call them just baking spices as a general term.
Yeah. So what do they have here?
Like a nutmeg.
They got ginger, vanilla, licorice, clove, cinnamon, nutmeg.
Like the clove is one I talk about a lot.
Yeah.
That kind of bitter baking spice taste. That you get with rye or a high rye bourbon.
Do you get the tannins?
No barrel tannin with this. Not with my first sip.
It doesn't have a lot of complexity to me.
That's a rye, dude. That is a rye or a high rye bourbon.
Is that one note to you in the flavor?
Yeah.
It's definitely
that's very much like
it is what it is.
And that's what you get with some of these craft distilleries and stuff like that a lot of times is you don't get typically, I'm not saying always, but typically you don't get a lot of you get that craft feel, which is very nice, and you get very unique profiles, but it's not something that's usually overly complex, or it's not something that maybe you're reaching for every day.
Right. That's different. So
it's different. I'm saying it's rye or a high rye. What do you think for your proof?
Oh, 100.
Think it's 100?
Yeah.
I'm thinking 100 plus. I'm like going 100 to 110.
Yeah, I'm in the 100-ish.
Nice proof. I mean, it tastes like a rye, but not a real bitey rye though either.
No, it is. It's a little bit. It's not my flavor profile I look for. I can tell you that.
And that's what I tell people is if you like ryes, you like ryes.
But
if you don't, you don't.
If we were drinking, 5 or 6 or 8 bourbons, on our weekly pours, and you just gave me that for something different, I would probably enjoy it.
Yeah, it's fine.
Just for something a little different, a little unique.
But it's not, and that's that's the cool thing is the Northeast is we're conserving. Budget's tight.
Never.
I said that.
Oh, hey, before I forget, never go camping without blue shop towels.
I got them. They're everything. They're toilet paper. You can clean up messes.
You can do everything with blue shop towels. Guaranteed.
Back when I used to chew, used to put them for your spitters. Absorb everything.
So before my wife knew me, she didn't know what a blue shop towel was. Okay.
You gotta have them, dude.
Now they're in both of our cars. They're in the garage. They're in the barn. They're upstairs. They're downstairs. They're in the basement. They're everywhere, and she uses them all the time.
My wife gets after me. She's like, "Those are expensive." I was just like, "Yeah, but they're worth it."
If it were
you think Bounty's good, you get a blue shop towel.
Yeah, and
not even close.
If it were my choice, instead of putting a paper towel on the paper towel holder, it would just be blue shop towel.
Yeah,
that doesn't match the decor being blue.
So anyway, we need to actually pick what one we're gonna do next. We have samples A and D left to try, so we'll let the next commenter in pick A or D for the next sample, and I guess we'll move on to my next topic, which is my pet peeve this time of the year. Is folks going out and mowing. Now, farmers, I get that. We're not going to kick the farmers. Just giving that as the heads up with this statement. It's just going out and mowing fields to mow fields in the month of late to mid-May to end of June, usually. Right. You're going to kill fawns. You're going to kill rabbits. You're going to kill baby turkeys and mess up turkey nests. And it's just something that you just park the tractor. Mm-hmm. For the month of June, guys. Like, seriously, it's not worth it. I, knock on wood, have never hit a fawn.
Mm-hmm. Like brush hogging?
Brush hogging, but I also don't come out and, go out in the month of June to do it. So I think that's a great time to park the tractor. You can do other things this time of the year. You can go out there, check your tree stand straps, loosen them, and then tighten them down when you trim lanes in August. It's a good time for that. It's a good time to get your cameras out. There's a lot of other things you can be doing this time of the year. Pulling your soil samples for your fall food plots.
Yep.
Because July gets you perfect time. You can mow them down, you can spray them, and you can have them planted in August. Boom, your fall plots are set.
They're ready to go.
Yep.
So, I mean, I was telling Ben before we started, we kind of discussed this a little bit, and my parents have about 15 acres of hay that we use for the horses. And
see, that's different. Farm is different.
It is different, but so first cutting is always end of May, first week of June. So the first cutting is done now at a lot of most farms, but so in first cutting, the hay is always really tall. Like, you know, it's on me, it's past my hip usually for first cutting.
This year it's freaking head high.
So ours
almost for me, dude.
Ours was short. So, but anyways, like when you're in a tractor going 4 to 5 miles an hour cutting hay, especially if it's tall
and thick, yeah,
you can't see anything.
Yep.
Even if you're paying attention. So I've hit 2 fawns, and you don't know they're there until it's too late. And it is probably one of the worst feelings I've ever had in a tractor is hitting a fawn.
110%, dude.
Woodchucks, I don't feel so bad, but
no.
But the only thing I'll say as a farmer is there's a difference between somebody driving a tractor, okay, running a piece of machinery, and somebody being an operator.
Yeah.
Okay. You can throw anyone on to go mow a hayfield or chop, you know, for hay silage, but having an operator that can use all of their senses to see what's going on and to pay attention, right? If you see a doe jump out, it would behoove you to get out of the tractor, shut everything down,
figure out where it is,
and take 5 minutes maybe to walk around, because you might save a fawn or something like that. Some farms can't afford to do that and get out.
And the other, the other thing I tell folks is you're not looking in front of you. I'm looking where my next pass or my next pass or two will be. Once it's in front of you, it's too late. You're not going to see. You're not going to see it over the hood of your machinery.
No.
You're not gonna. You know, you're not going to hear anything, obviously. But if you can see it looking off to your side, once you've got your line, you're looking at your next pass. You know, in a field that you're mowing for hay or a food plot that you're familiar with, you're looking at your next pass when you're driving. You know, you're keeping your line, but you're looking at your next pass. And that's what has had me see fawns in early July that were probably second estrus cycle or further, you know, bred and born. And that's what I can find because you can't see over the hood of that machine, dude. No. It doesn't matter what you're sitting in. None of them are set up like that.
So the lot of like the
or I mean, if you got the old tractors, you could stand up and they don't shut down because they have a seat sensor. So like the old Alice Chalmers and stuff like that, I could stand up and see over the hood, but that was way different.
So we use an offset mower. So it actually, like when you're driving on the road, it's directly behind you, but then it kicks off to the side. So the tractor is in your windrow. So the tractor's going over the windrow, and you actually have the hay mower kicked out to the side. So the only thing you really have to do is, as far as staying in line, is stay over the windrow, but you can watch in front of the cutter. The problem is you're doing 5-6 miles an hour.
You're moving.
If you're not really paying attention and see something, by the time you can get on that clutch and get the tractor shut down, it's too late. It's too late. But again, being an operator, paying attention, just being observant of those things, because the mom's going to get up and run. In my experience.
If she's around, absolutely.
She's going to get up and run.
You're going to bump her,
And that's when I have shut the tractor down and just walked out.
And Fawn's instinct, dude, is to stay still.
Right, stay put.
So if you can spot them, you can mow around them too. I've done that before. You know, where you're mowing a field and all of a sudden there's just a little island out there.
So so you talk about when not to do your mowing. So in your experience, when are you going to start your mowing to be the safest you can to minimize the damage to that fauna there?
I think a good time to mow. I didn't get on it this year just because a lot of stuff got busy. I have a couple more caretaker clients than I've ever had. Ones that I'm doing more of their stuff for than ever before.
Yeah.
So I like mowing actually early/mid-May.
Okay.
Before late May and fawns start really dropping heavy. Like last week of turkey season, dude, I found so many fawns.
Yeah.
But I really like that mid-May mow because you can knock stuff down, gives you more places to turkey hunt, more places where you can set up on birds, see birds in some of these spots, and then that will hold you over pretty good through June, going into a July mow or knockdown.
Right. That makes sense.
And I'm not talking laneway trails. Laneway trails and stuff like that, you can typically mow those, regularly as needed. I'm talking like field mowing stuff.
Yeah, right. Clear cut mowing.
Yeah, and again, mowing, if you mow in that May, and then if you're spraying in late May or early June to get your corn in, let's say, for example, that sets you up perfect. You mowed it down, you get a little bit of regrowth, you hit it with some spray, and you're good to go.
It's ready. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, so it depends on what your goal is for it.
And it's minimizing that risk.
Yep. But the other reason this year that we left a lot of stuff standing, we were going to do corn. It's getting a little late for corn. We're probably not. We're probably going more annual cereal grains, rye, wheat, in our plots this year, and then probably mixing in some clovers in with that.
Okay.
But I do have all of my seed in. This is a great thing to also do this time of the year. Shameless plug. Is pick up your fall food plot seed.
Yeah.
Which is available for order right now.
Through you.
Yep.
Good.
So, I think I'm going to call it the 100 proof blend.
Nice.
So
good name. Good choice.
100 proof.
All
100 proof blend.
What are we opening next?
Ed Land commented and said sample D.
Sample D.
Which is the darkest of the batch.
Yes, by a long shot.
By quite a bit. Clayton also comments in, says, this is all making me want to go grab a sample bottle.
You probably should.
He came down last week on the show, and I hooked Clayton up with 7
samples?
Seven,
like you gave to me?
7 handshakers.
Okay.
Little handshakers, which are these guys.
Yeah, that's good.
So if anybody's interested in anything that we're drinking, on the Friday Fresh Crack, anything like that, you can stop down or let me know. I'll get you a little handshake, little 2-ounce bottle of it. You can try it before you buy it. I do that. That's what I like to do. I like to share it. I like to have this conversation and introduce folks to this.
It's so helpful because, some of it's not cheap, and you could go spend $40, $50, $60 on a bottle and hate it. So
yeah, nobody wants to do that.
Getting that little,
I don't like doing that, and I do
that little taster is worth it.
Yeah. So, yeah, and we had somebody send us a video today of a guy. I think it was a TikTok video, and it was just short of 800 bottles.
792 bottles in one house.
It was 800 bottles, and I told him, he's just like, wow, he's like, that's a lot. I'm like, dude. And everyone's like, oh, you're on your way. I'm like, I'm never, I can't say never, but I don't plan on ever getting to that point because, dude, that's like more than I make in a year in freaking whiskey.
And some of those bottles were not cheap bottles.
Well, I told him, I said, plan on at least 60. I said 60 as a conservative number.
Average.
But most of them, I look back at the video, were single barrels.
Yeah.
A lot of those single barrels are probably going to be $80 to $100.
80 plus.
Especially if they're like store picks or something. Right. So I'm like, dude, this guy might have had like 80 grand worth of, probably does have like 80 grand worth of whiskey there.
I hope he doesn't have a house.
I was like, oh my gosh. And I'm sure there's, more people that obviously have more, and there's folks that have less than me. But if anybody does see anything that we're having that they want to try, let me know. I will be more than happy to share, with you guys. So D.
I get toffee on that smell. What do you think? I'm not getting like any caramel sweet or anything but toffee, and this is right here on the thing. The tasting table. What do you think? Let me hear it.
Raisins.
Raisins.
Like raisins, dude, and like frickin'.
Okay.
Raisins and like pipe tobacco.
Pipe tobacco. I don't know if I've ever smelled pipe tobacco in my life.
So I really like cigars too.
Okay.
I enjoy cigars. raisins and pipe tobacco.
I can get that.
And I'm thinking a little bit of that is going to be reflected in it too because of the darkness. It's probably a little bit older, maybe.
Okay. Setting the barrel a little bit longer.
And you're going to get more of that woody, raisiny, tanniny, we call it.
Yeah.
But I'm getting some tobacco note, which is cool. I get this tobacco a lot with a I have an E.H. Taylor single barrel that I get a lot of tobacco.
Okay.
Kind of thing with it, and it's got a funky kind of barrel taste with
I think as
Taylor.
this is sit in the glass here a little bit,
Dude,
just sitting here, it's definitely opened up a little bit.
It's like dried raisins though.
Dried raisins.
Not like fresh raisins. Like dates. I guess they'd be dates if they're dry raisins. How about a date?
I get that.
How about a date? Datey pipe tobacco. Going to the date. Oh, dude, look how oily that is.
Yeah, it's very oily.
Wow.
That hangs up there.
That's going to have some age on it. Gotta have age. All right, let's try it. I thought these weren't all supposed to be high proofers.
That's hot.
Oh, dude. Nice wood tannin up front.
Yeah. Woody. A little bit of that tobacco and
little sweetness. There's some sweetness there, but it's not. It's like it's a sweet tobacco that I think you're tasting with it.
What I really like about this is, I mean, we talk about it in Fresh Crack, is that this is complex.
Oh, dude, there's and it's got the age though. Like we say, if you want these complexities and stuff that we talk about, you need to dial up the proof, or dial up the age, typically,
or both,
And I think this one, we didn't rate B. I'm thinking B is like a C.
A C,
the C one, the B bottle, the second series.
I'm going C minus for me.
Yeah, I'm going with just a regular C. I think it's fine. Like, it's a rye. I think that one's a rye.
Okay.
But
I'm excited to see what they are.
This one, I think this one, I'm gonna put this one. I don't think it's 120. I think the C bottle was the hottest one we've had, but we've also warmed up with a couple. So it might be drinking lower than it is. I'm thinking it's like 115. Age,
I'm
thinking 7 or 8, dude.
I'm going 8+.
I'm going 7 or 8 on the age. Or the other thing I thought of, and it doesn't have it though, would be maybe like a double-barreled one.
Okay, I can get that. Yeah, that would make sense.
But it doesn't have that deep chocolate. Like, no. I get a lot of chocolate or like s'mores tastes off of like the double oaked or the double barrels.
Yeah.
And this was just getting like it sat in a nice barrel for a long time.
Yeah, the complexity is in the depth of that flavor. Things I love in a bourbon so far is the complexity of the depth. I like the dark color. That stands out to me compared to all the other ones.
Dude, that's got like a nice barrel, just like the right amount of wood funk. Mm-hmm. That's B+. That's knocking on the door to an A, dude.
I'm going A minus.
Dude, I'm thinking that's the best one we've had tonight.
A minus for me.
Yep.
I definitely get, as you say it, I've never thought about using raisins as a way to describe that, but that definitely is on that raisins to date spectrum.
Mm-hmm.
For sure. Which is cool because I don't think I've had a bourbon down here that had that profile. For me personally,
the only thing you'd be able to touch with that would be that single barrel Taylor. I get a lot of raisin with.
Yeah.
Or something high aged.
Right.
The other one that is young raisin, and I don't like it because it's not that depth of nice raisin, is that 5 and 20. That's like a fresh, like.
Okay.
It's not Land O'Lakes. It's not the right one. It's the one with the little girl picture on it, the little boxes of raisins. Like the fresh raisins.
Oh, geez, my wife would know.
Yeah, I can't think of what they are.
Help us out here.
Yeah, the little boxes of raisins.
When we were little kids.
Yeah,
I get them in my lunches.
Yeah, those ones. That's what that one tastes like. It's not the same raisin.
No.
Like that's like a really good raisin, but like I said, almost like a dried like date.
Yeah, I get that.
Like almost like a Christmas cookie date raisin.
Yeah.
Which is a Christmas cookie like a baked raisin.
Yes.
That's a much better way to say it.
Yeah,
It's a baked raisin.
Yeah.
Smells like a date, but tastes more like that baked raisin.
Yeah. Really good flavor though.
A nice funk.
I'm
just the right amount of funk too.
I'm really curious to see what that one is.
Really digging.
Because whatever it is, we might have to get a bottle.
So
nice.
Yeah. Well, and we looked at it before this. So, I mean, there's no way we could remember all the bottles. There was probably 40 of them on there or whatever.
There were a lot. Yeah.
Some of them were already sold out.
Okay.
So whether we could get it or not, I don't know.
Right.
So that brings us down to sample A.
Yeah.
Which we'll hit after. What else did we say we're going to talk tonight? We said camping, summer projects. Talked about that.
That was D, right?
Yeah, that last one was D. Summer projects. Mowing.
Yep.
Our plans for the summer, trips and stuff we got coming up. Talked about the camping in the beginning of the episode, all that good stuff, the C for camping sample. But yeah, so next week, probably league night, Tuesday.
Yep.
So anytime after Tuesday, you will be able to go buy my seed at Heritage.
Oh, very cool.
Or contact me and you can pick it up here too.
Awesome.
So it'll be available in 1/4 acre and 1/2 acre bags.
Okay.
At Heritage. And if you need a specific acreage, which is very important for brassica type seedings, is getting your acreage right. So measure your plot, get the right acreage, and if you don't have a cookie cutter acreage, let me know, and I'll measure you out your specific plot.
What you need. Yeah,
if
so
you
a custom order for that.
If you have,
awesome,
1/3 of an acre plot,
yeah,
let me know, 3/10 of an acre plot. I'll throw it in the formula. I'll weigh it out. I'll bag it up specifically for your plot because you can't overseed these brassica varietals and get maximum tonnage.
Okay.
They stunt them. They stunt each other out. They
Right.
don't compete well with each other.
Yeah.
So you're going to lose tonnage by putting more seed out. It's almost better to underjudge or, like it's designed to do, hit it right on the head. Because the way this blend is designed is to give you that carryover of the crimson clover into the spring of the next year, into that plot where you can terminate that, release nitrogen back in the soil. You got your brassicas and your radishes scavenging the nitrogen as well out of the soil. So all that stuff's working together to help you build better soil, and it's stuff you can terminate out very easily the next year.
Nice.
And you're in a great spot with it.
Very cool.
And the brassicas kind of had a poor year because of the fungus issue I had with my plots from just numerous years of planting it. But the crimson clover, dude, looks freaking amazing.
That's awesome.
Well, now it doesn't. Now it just looks like a green field. But 2 weeks ago when the crimson was spot on,
yeah.
And I'm gonna be putting up posts with this when I start. I want to get through this weekend and just relax. I don't want to be handing out seed before.
Yeah,
but like I got a bunch of pictures of like the crimson.
Yeah, that looks great.
Like it's dude, it's gorgeous. And then like so Keith's getting a sneak preview, but like that's crimson and the food plot blend, and then this is just hayfield and wheat down the front. So you can't see the crimson hue.
Yeah.
So those will be in a post. So stay tuned for that, guys.
Yep.
And then I put up my TSI cutting video on YouTube as well.
That's a good one.
So that'll be a 3-part video. I put up part 1 today. I'll put up part 2 and part 3. Probably part 2 on Friday.
That was really interesting where you were showing me. I never knew that people actually did that type of cutting to create movement.
I do it
to where you want, and I never knew that was even a thing. So that was kind of eye-opening to me.
Yeah.
So tune into that on the YouTube because that's pretty neat. It's very educational to me. I never even gave that a thought that would be an option to do things like that. And it's something for me to think about too because we got a lot of woods that we can cut down in. There are, like at my mom's, there's horse trails, but other than that, if we can cut a little, there's a lot of ash in there that needs to be cut down. So it would be something to think about.
Yeah.
For sure.
No, and there's a lot of things you can do, not just from, trying to make bedding, because that's what everybody thinks, but what you're doing if you have wide open woods like that is all you're doing is putting structure on the ground to have them relate to.
Right.
And then you relate that with the topography or other habitat stuff, and that's where you start putting the whole puzzle together with your stand locations, and that's what it all starts with. And I talk about that in the video. Is we all related all these improvements back to the stand that we picked first,
right?
Before we fired up a dozer or fired up a chainsaw, we walked it, picked the stand, picked the access,
right,
and then did it. Rather than sitting there going, okay, I put this food plot in. What do I do with it?
Right.
Because I get that question all the time on a property is they cleared out this old hayfield and that's going to be their food plot. Well, it's like you might not be able to hunt that.
Right.
Or get to it.
Right.
So
you might not have access.
Yeah, it's get your access and your stand locations figured out first.
Right.
And then start making these improvements. And it might not be the easiest place to put a food plot is where the food plot belongs.
Right.
Or the easiest place to get in there to start cutting is, the easiest spot.
It might take a couple years to develop.
Absolutely. And it doesn't have to get done in one shot. Like I'll probably be back, cutting in that wood lot here the next couple years again, like we were talking about when I showed you the videos.
Yeah.
The only thing I regret is not taking enough time because I was, quote, on the clock or whatever. I was not wanting to be involved so deep. Like I was shooting the videos on my breaks, drinking Gatorade.
Yeah.
Filling up my saw when I was shooting the videos.
Right.
Yeah.
If it was on your own property, on your own time, it'd be a little bit different.
Yeah, slow it down a little bit. And I wish you guys could have seen it a little bit more slower real time. And when I went back and watched them, I was like, oh man, I covered all the things I wanted to kind of cover with that. But it was like, I should have slowed down a little bit and like really explained.
Right.
But that's how I do my videos. They're single takes, no edits. They're live videos.
And it's fun to watch that way because it's real.
Yeah.
There's a lot of stuff you watch that's edited and it's changed, and I personally don't enjoy that as much. I like a real time, let's go. If you make a mistake, it is what it is.
Yeah, and that's how we do, like, when Keith does the Fresh Crack Friday videos with me, we sit down and we just roll the camera. And there's no edits, there's no...
Ben will even start the camera and not tell me.
There's a few times. So... But anyway, there's a lot of things you can do. It's not the best time of the year to cut, but we had good weather conditions.
Yeah.
Cooler weather here for the beginning of June, so I was like coming off the bicep tear, so I didn't get a chance to cut a lot of TSI work. I actually lost a couple $1,000s in like TSI work that I had scheduled this year.
So what's TSI mean?
Like timber stand improvement. So whether it's bedding areas, travel corridors, opening up wood lots, getting rid of poor form trees, whatever. TSI, or some people call it forest stand improvement too.
Okay. I've never heard that before.
Yep. So that stuff, you can do that this time of the year, especially if you're targeting stuff that's non-desirable.
Right. Yeah.
Or if I'm not really worried about the survivability of stuff. Like the goal is to get structure in that woods.
Right.
And the only way to get structure in a woods that's fully mature is to put material on the ground.
Right.
That's the only way to make structure in flat, wet woods.
Right.
Is to drop trees.
Right.
and make that.
That's my parents' woods. Flat, really wet.
You got to make structure. And if you don't have topography, you got to make that structure with a chainsaw.
Yeah.
And I think it's one of the best tools for wildlife. A backpack sprayer, chainsaw, and I would say an ATV because that's really nice to be able to get your game out with too. Right. And you can spray, get your equipment back into them and not walk with.
Right.
But if you're not going with a four-wheeler, backpack sprayer, shoulder seed spreader, and a chainsaw for $500-600, dude, you can pretty much knock out any reasonable sized project on a small project.
And a lot of sweat.
And there's some sweat equity there, no doubt. But you can knock out majority of your projects with those three tools.
Right. You don't need to go spend a lot of money on fancy equipment and.
Well, but you're saying this to a guy that went out and bought a tractor. But that's for the farm.
Everyone needs a tractor. I keep telling my wife this. We need a tractor.
I would take the four-wheeler, and we still do more of our food plots with four-wheelers than we do with tractors, believe it or not.
You got to understand, I just love running tractors.
Well, tractors are fun, dude. Everybody wants to be in the sandbox and play with the big boy toys. That's how it
I'm very fortunate that I get to do both. So
that's the other thing about Keith is he starts getting heavy pouring.
You want me to put some back in?
No, it's fine. I was just going to say, I was like, he went right to the line. Oh, you're fine.
Did I just guessed.
No,
it's under the line. It's a 3-quart pour.
So these are 3-ounce samples, I think, because I think we get 1.5 ounces out of each line.
Ooh,
funky.
A little funky on the smell.
So this is Glass A. This is our last sample from the blind barrels. So
I'm not feeling that one.
Dude.
What do you
off.
think? Yeah, that smells weird.
Why didn't we do A first? Why?
Ooh.
Dude, that's I don't even. What do you call that?
Funky.
And this is gonna sound bad, and I don't mean it bad.
I'm gonna let it open up a little bit, see what happens, because that first sniff was terrible.
Dude, that is.
It was really bad. Is it Michter's Circus Peanuts?
No, it's not Circus Peanuts. Oh God, I know what that is, dude. I do this every time when I start smelling whiskey.
Yeah. Hold it with one finger up to the top.
Put a thing as. Hello. How are you? Fine. How are you?
Ben sends me these funny videos on TikTok.
How to drink whiskey like a syrup. First thing you do, you pour it in, you throw it away.
Yeah. It's a good video.
Dude, that is.
This guy pours, like, you have a glass of whiskey and he fills it 3/4 of the way up with water. Proper way to drink whiskey.
That is.
What do you think? Because I'm at a loss for words for this one. All I know is I don't like the way it smells. I'm almost getting like, so we're looking at this tasting table and there's a thing in here of chemical.
No, it's not chemical.
And I'm like,
I'll tell you what it is.
But I'm like, why would you ever put that on there? And then I smell something and I'm like, okay, you get some really funky smells.
You know what this is?
No. I don't at all.
This sounds bad. I actually got this same exact smell with the scotch.
Okay, peaty?
It's not peat though. It's what the hell did I call it? I called it if my buddy Joe Arbogast was tuning in because he gave me this Oban.
Oban 18?
I don't think it was the 18.
I had the 18 at our Christmas party.
I don't know if it was the 18.
This definitely smells.
That's what it is. I know exactly what it is.
This smells scotchy to me.
Yeah, it smells scotchy. But you know what? You know what I'll tell you? If you ever chewed tobacco for any time in your life, that is Skull Apple.
I've never smelled or tasted
that is Skull Apple, and that's. I don't want to taste it because that's all I tasted with that Oban, and it was like I was swallowing Skull Apples.
That's disgusting.
It was not enjoyable, and I was just like,
all right, so we're gonna have to drink.
I'm just calling this. I'm calling it Skull Apple. That's what I'm gonna say on the nose.
I'm gonna call it crappy.
I'm just gonna call it crap. No, I think, dude, it smells. Dude, that is Skull. That is like that Oban that I had at Joe's. That I couldn't get over it. It might taste different, but I got that with a scotch.
Yeah, so I don't like.
So is that peat? Because I'm not big with scotches.
It's peaty. So like a lowland scotch is peaty, and a highland scotch are more smoky. I do not like peaty. Like Glenfiddich, if you've ever had a Glenfiddich scotch, it's super peaty. I do not like.
The only scotch I have is Monkey Shoulder.
You got a Glenmorangie.
I got a Glenmorangie 18, which is down there.
Which is a really, and that's
a great bottle. I love that bottle. It's a really good bottle. I love that bottle.
I've had the 13, one of my favorite scotches. This smells like a peaty scotch to me, and when I smell a peaty scotch, I put it back. And
so you're saying peat. So I'm putting in my notes peat.
And I don't even taste it because I know I'm not going to like it. Because the one thing I find with scotch...
You had to have me heavy pour this one.
Wasn't my fault. He went back to it and poured the rest.
Blame. Yeah, well, I don't want to dump it back in the bottle.
No, it doesn't really taste peaty to me. A little bit. Man, that's got some funk.
Dude, that is Skull Apple. Oh! Dude, I don't do that with whiskey and stuff very often, but...
This is funny. So this is my
first time. Dude, that is Skull Apple.
So I think that is... I personally think that is a scotch.
Yeah, 100%.
Because that has a really deep, smoky flavor to me.
Yeah, there's an off smoke with it too, but dude, that is skull apple.
So I kind of like it. So to me, this is like eating a campfire.
Yeah, there's smoke under it. Yeah, there's smoke after the skull apple, and that's the only thing that's making like it somewhat tolerable to me.
You know what this tastes like?
Piney smoke.
You know what this tastes like? The air outside.
This is the Canadian campfire right now. Dude, no, I can't have another sip of that.
This one's
that's like
Are you serious?
That's a D minus.
This is the first time since I've been drinking bourbon with Ben that I've seen him not enjoy one, make that face, and say he's not going to drink it.
I'm not a big Scotch guy, especially, dude. Like I said, this is you can freaking just basically flat out just called me a puss.
I would never do that. No, I'm just saying what I'm saying is I'm surprised.
Try it again.
I'm surprised that you don't like it.
Just plug your nose and shoot it like a damn shot.
No, you just don't pay attention to the weird funk smell. That smells weird. I don't like the smell at all, but I do like
dude, that's got to be a Scotch. 100% got to be a Scotch.
I would definitely say this is.
It's not even malty.
No, it's not malty at all.
Like an American malt or. No. I've never. Okay, I'll also say this. I've never had Japanese whiskey. Not like Japanese. That's Scotch. You think that's a Scotch?
Oh, this is Scotch. If I were to put my money on it, I would say this is Scotch. I would say this is a Highland Scotch.
Okay. So put it in your notes, and we're gonna scan our code because we're a minute or hour 15 on this, so we're gonna.
Yeah, I would say that's a Highland
scan our code here.
If I had to guess, but I'm terrible at guessing. I've guessed right like once on all of our fresh cracks.
I think that's how you scan a QR code, right?
You take it. You just with your picture.
There it is.
Yeah, I'll give you the link.
So this is the link to Blind Barrels.
What is this? A?
This is A, and it is not desirable.
I'm okay with it.
December tasting. I don't want to watch a video. So do we wanna? So this is cool.
What do we got?
So this is the first time I've ever actually drank my Blind Barrels. You can click on each sample individually, so we could have done this as we went.
Oh, okay.
So this is really cool. So it takes you to a link. You can click on your samples individually.
Yeah. So let's do that next time.
Yeah, I definitely think that.
That's cool. Let's do A first.
A first.
Yeah.
So clicking sample A.
I'm gonna be completely wrong. I can already tell.
Really? I did not get that, but I don't like this. So sample A is Corsair single barrel. Triple smoke.
There's a smoky.
Pot distilled American malt whiskey.
I don't get any. I mean,
triple smoked with cherry wood, beech wood, and peat smoked barley.
So there's the peat. So that to me, that's smoky and peaty. So we're getting the peaty on the smell.
Dude, I do not get that.
What's that?
So color and appearance, pale copper.
Yeah,
it
was pale.
Yeah. Aroma is smoke and salt, like campfire by the ocean.
I didn't really
like I said, I get skull apple.
Smell it again. Smell that. And think about salt.
No, it's skull apple, dude. I don't care. It's skull apple. It's freaking horrible.
I do smell the salt.
That is not my flavor.
I don't get.
That is horrible. I'll get into the rest of this.
Your reaction is great.
Tasting notes: a delightful umami.
No.
A mossy brightness with a hint of roasted meats, grilled peaches, and dried apricots. Definitely fucking not. Finish: cherry notes that linger briefly with a dry finish. The dry finish I would go with.
Cherry, yes.
I will also say, and I'll look at the price on this. This is an 80 proof malt whiskey, single malt whiskey.
Yeah.
1 year old age statement. Brand new baby, single malt.
You can definitely tell.
And this one right now is approximately $65 MSRP.
No thanks.
Hard pass.
No thanks.
That went from a D minus to a straight up F. I'm just saying.
I'm gonna give that.
No.
I'm gonna give that a C plus.
No. You can have it if you want it.
No, I'm good.
Or dump it in a different glass.
It's only infinity.
No, that is not. No, that will ruin the infinity bottle.
So
that is horrible.
I love my favorite scotch is Lagavulin 16. It's like eating smoke, right? And I love Lagavulin 16.
Again, I'll give it another sample just because
I love the smokiness. I really enjoy it, and I do get that little bit of the cherry finish for sure, that sweet finish with the smoke. And it would be like having, what that reminds me of is a smoker that's burning cherry wood. That's what that reminds me of. The taste, not the smell. I get that peatiness on the smell, which I do not like. I don't like peatiness. So, but that to me is like the most scotchy bourbon, whatever, or whiskey, yeah, that you can get. Guys, he does not like it.
Nope. That is not my flavor, dude. And I am not one to shy away from trying them. I will try it. I will not finish that.
We got to drink something else then.
There's plenty of samples left of stuff that I enjoyed way better. So what was your, I guess, third place sample? Mine was, so I gave A and F. I'm sorry. That is not mine. Not my flavor.
That's my last place.
Okay, so the Corsair was Keith's last two. And again, it's
no,
65.
It wasn't.
You didn't like
Bottle B was a C- for me.
Okay, well, I said a C for B, so let's go with B. Sample B is Broken Barrel Whiskey Distillery out of Los Angeles, California.
Okay.
It is a rye whiskey.
Yeah. So
Got it.
Yep, you were there.
What would you say for proof?
I said 100. Wait, this was B, right? Bottle B?
Yep.
100-ish.
100-ish. It is 106.4. So I said 100 to 110.
Yep.
And it is a 95% rye, 5% malted barley.
Yeah, so you were right there with that rye.
Yeah, definitely was a rye. And they aged these 3 years.
Okay.
In 3 different oak bills. I've never heard of an oak bill.
Oak bill.
15-gallon number 4 char, which is what turkey uses, the alligator char people call it. 50% 15-gallon char number 4, 40% French ex-bourbon, and then 10% sherry cask oak. Okay. So
it's a sherry cask.
So it's I guess it would be a finish, or maybe that's
sherry cask, right?
Or if that's how they make their barrels with pieces of different barrels.
Gotcha. Okay, gotcha.
Gotcha. But I think it was good.
I did not like it.
Yeah, so aroma says herbaceous, red vines, nutty with a hint of marshmallow and oak. I said it was black licorice.
Yeah.
And then tasting notes, oregano, rosemary, dill, tannins, wood, which I got some wood with it. Raisin and rum.
Yep.
Black cherry.
I don't know.
I really didn't get that spicy. I got the spicy.
Yeah, I got spicy. Those, I didn't really get those other ones.
It was decent, but I'm not a rye guy.
Yeah.
So I think B's okay.
Yep.
I wouldn't buy it.
Right.
Necessarily.
Right. So I want to know what sample D is.
Wow, there's a lot. They must have just copy and pasted this from their
website,
their distillery, which is cool. I mean, a really, really beautiful bottle.
Yeah, it is nice.
Broken Barrel, very cool bottle. MSRP $60. I think for a $60 rye, you can get some much better ryes.
Okay.
Just from what I've had and ones that are on the shelf and available.
Yeah.
Turkey rare breed rye.
Mm-hmm.
Blow that out of the water at $60.
Right.
That's just my 2 cents. So my second place was C. My first place was D. So where did you fall with those?
So my bottle C, I gave a B-, or a straight B.
I gave C a B-, yep, and then D I gave it a B+. D was the handy winner tonight for me.
D was a A- for me.
Yeah, so we'll go with C. We're going right in reverse order. Okay, so C was, that was the first one we had, Keith.
Yep.
So this is RY3 whiskey is the distillery.
RY3, never heard of them.
Yep. So this is a cast strength private reserve blended rye with toasted barrel finish.
Okay.
I didn't get the toasted thing, but they finished it with a toasted barrel, so that's maybe why I got
you got
the
high
bourbon.
proof.
It is 120.6.
Okay.
And I said 120 plus.
Yeah. So we were right there.
We were right there on it. I said it was approximately 4 years old. It's 3.5 years old.
Nice.
I
said 5 years and younger.
This is crazy. So they have a crazy blend in this bottle.
Okay.
It's a 14-year-old light whiskey, a 4-year-old rye whiskey, 100% rye, no malted barley, and then a 3.5-year-old rye whiskey, 95 rye, 5 malted barley.
Huh.
I thought this was a nice bottle at B-. I think it was really nice. Aroma, cinnamon. They got cinnamon, mint, blackberry jam, and orange peel and molasses. We said caramel. Maybe the caramel molasses sweetness.
Yeah, it's in the same wheelhouse, I could say.
Pretty much. Nutmeg on rye toast, light spice dark chocolate, toasted marshmallows, chocolate covered raisins. We got a nutty finish with ours, but not nutmeg. Like almost like peanut shell, kind of almost. I would say but I would not have guessed that was a rye.
No.
At all.
The way you described the other rye, thinking about that with this one, absolutely not.
Yeah, this did not. And I think it's that 15-year-old light whiskey in the makeup that
in the high proof
makes me think it. And the high proof, I think, washed a little bit of that away because it bit, especially right off the bat at 120.
Right.
For us. So, I think it was a good bottle.
What's the price on
but the RY3 is $90.
Nope.
It's not a $90 bottle.
Nope.
Enjoyable. I would love it if someone poured it for me, but not a $90 bottle.
No.
For that. So, and then the sample that kicked everything's ass tonight,
D.
I think soundly, was sample D.
Yep.
What
do we got?
This is Crowbar Distillery out of California.
Wow.
California.
I didn't write the names down. Crowbar.
This one would definitely, I would 10 out of 10 recommend. This one was knocking on the door of A with me. I said B plus for the grade of it.
A-.
Yep. So here we go. We got wow, that's it. It's 117 proof. I wrote 115.
Okay.
Is what I said on it. Yeah, sample D. Yep. I said dry raisin and pipe tobacco. They said red fruits, spice, nutmeg, clove, and rich. Little bit, maybe
different for us.
Different.
Yeah.
Tasting notes. They said cherry Danish, rosemary, maple syrup, and a good oak presence. Yeah. I definitely got that woody tannin. Yep, for sure. And they said the finish long, rich, and full.
Yep.
100% agree with that. A lot of different stuff going on with that sample.
Where was this from?
This one is Crowbar Distillery in St. Louis, Pisco. Yeah, like Louis, not Louis.
Oh,
St. Louis, like
Pisco, California. I can't say that. So it's out of California.
Pisco, which might be sourced.
Right.
Being in California. It's 75% corn, 25% rye, so no malted barley.
Okay.
I think it's a really nice bourbon.
That's good. I really enjoy that one. If we
they
found
say
a bottle,
they said it's straight bourbon, so they say it's 3.5, but they must say that it's 3.5 because if it's straight bourbon, I think it has to be 4 years old.
Okay.
But that's just me. I think that's from what I read. You see, and then this is the takeaway with it. We say it's a B plus. This is a $115 bottle. It's good, but it's not great. There's a lot of other bottles, I think,
for that money.
That $100 price point, dude, that you could get. You could grab a Russell single barrel, like a store pick single barrel
for $60.
That's 60 to 80.
Single barrel,
60 to 80, yeah, 60 to 80.
But like that, even just that little book was $120. Yeah.
I'd put that little book.
Or a Booker's, dude. You could get a Booker's.
Yeah, I would put a book. That Russell's 13. If you don't pay secondary prices.
Yeah, if you're paying, in there, you're getting close to that.
Yeah.
A knob store pick,
right?
For $75, you get some nice bottles for around that $100. I mean, I haven't really had one that's $100 that I was like, I'm glad I spent. Well, that 13. The 13 is one that I'm like, I'm glad I've spent $100 on it.
Yeah, you got a steal of a deal there.
Yeah, and I'm glad I did. Right. I love this. I love the different things and the picking this apart. This is really cool. Mm-hmm. And then to be able to write it down, go back. The thing that I'm really liking about this is we hit the proofs pretty good.
Yep.
The tasting notes, we were right there, but that's all personal
relative.
Yeah, but the proof and trying to figure out the type of whiskey, I think we were lining up pretty nice on. Mm-hmm. So maybe we do know a little bit of what we're talking about.
You know way more than me. And what's cool is the tasting table, right?
Yeah.
So for somebody like me that doesn't have a ton of experience,
mm-hmm.
the tasting table is definitely helpful. I would recommend you could just Google something like this if you don't want to get
or look at a tasting wheel book.
Yeah, it's really, really helpful if you're new to bourbons or any whiskeys really
mm-hmm.
to help, just dissect it a little bit and describe it a little bit better.
Yeah.
Instead of going with like the standard, it's spicy, it's sweet kind of deal.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm trying to do that more just so I can create distinction between the different bottles.
Yeah.
This is really cool. The blind barrels, that's awesome. I really like how you can go on the app there or the website and choose just which one you see.
Hit the QR code.
That's really cool.
And it'll take you right to the page if you want to buy it. It'll let you know if it's in stock or not.
Yep.
So this is pretty cool. And again, if you're watching this live real time, you can order in the next 2 hours and 55 minutes if you're watching this real time and get this upcoming quarter sample box by Father's Day.
Cool.
So actually probably mine will be here by Father's Day.
Nice.
So
you have 2 more to open.
Yeah, we got 2 more to open. We got the Bourbon Junkies hand selected one.
Yep. And then the new one.
And then the new one from Father's Day box will be coming shortly too. So
that's awesome, man.
We'll be doing them, and we might do one of them on the
Fresh Crack.
Fresh Crack. We could do one of them on Blind Barrels.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll do the Bourbon Junkie ones on them, or we'll do it on another one of these.
Yeah.
But this is really cool. I mean, you can sit down with it. This is really cool because we can space out topics throughout the night with them.
Yeah.
I really enjoy this. Maybe this is what we do once a quarter. We'll sit down and maybe if we measure them out ahead of time, we probably could get 3 guys worth of samples out of a couple of these.
You could.
And I'm bummed that we poured the worst one. We poured the whole thing.
We did. We should have poured a little heavy on the other ones.
Dude, they are good.
Sorry.
They are good.
Yeah. That's pretty good.
And I enjoy them, and I'm again glad that I didn't go out and spend $300.
Oh yeah, easily.
On these bottles.
Yeah.
Total. Yeah. Or better, $350. We'll call it $350.
Yeah, by the time you pay tax,
didn't spend $350 on these bottles. And again, none of these blew me away.
Yep.
If I found one that really was like, dude, and it was like in that, it depends. If it's like really good in that right price range, it's like maybe I'll go order one or seek one out or hunt one down at a store.
Mm-hmm.
But this gives you different stuff and puts them side by side. And you can start picking them apart, and that's how you figure out what you like.
Yeah, and the cool part about it too is it's fun. You can make, a night out of it. You get a couple buddies.
That's not fun.
You get a couple buddies and have a little fun with it, and get to try some bottles you never had. And like Ben was saying, is you get to try stuff that you're not gonna see.
Yeah, like 2 of these were from California.
Yeah, you're not gonna see at K&M or Ryan's or your local store, so it's kind of a unique experience getting to try something different that's a little bit harder to find, or you're just not going to find it in New York.
And that's a cool thing, too, is if you wanted to, they go through, there's also, when you scan the QR code, you can look at their December 2022 tasting, the Blind Barrels guys tasting those samples.
Oh, cool.
And talking about them. There's a video link on the Blind Barrels QR code link that you can watch, too.
Nice. So there's a lot of information there.
Yeah, a lot of information there. There's a whole, you can buy your subscriptions. You can buy just 1 month. You can buy a full year, whatever.
Yep.
They also have master classes where they send you samples for specific tastes or smells.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't done any of that stuff yet.
Right.
I like the subscription thing. I think that's really cool.
Yep.
It's bottles that you probably wouldn't find or, might, look for at your local store because if you go into a store, it's a little overwhelming nowadays.
Especially for somebody like me that's new.
It's so overwhelming.
There's a lot there, and it's like if I didn't know you, I'd be like, holy crap, I don't even know where to start.
Yep.
Without Googling every single bottle, which you're not going to do when you walk in a liquor store. It's like, oh, this one, and look it all up,
Yeah.
So,
and that's the thing is it's all subjective. So I would definitely try these, whether you try a sample pack or try at Buddy's.
Yeah.
Or,
try one at a bar.
Or reach out to us, try one at a bar, reach out to us if you want to try something that we're filming up or trying, let us know. Everything that I say is pretty much fair game down here if it's open.
Yep.
Within reason.
And there's a lot.
Yeah, there's
a lot.
Tons of stuff, and most of these that are open, you can go find at just about any store within, a county or two.
At a reasonable price.
Yeah, and reasonable price depends on the store.
Yep.
Some of them we've bought because we've seen them only once and we had to buy them because we didn't know when we'd see another one. But other ones, like, dude, it's like, hey, I've never had a Michter small batch.
Right.
It's a circus peanut to me, but it might be right what you like.
You never know.
But yeah, dude, I need to dump that out and have something like nice to finish my night.
So overall, this subscription, whether it's the Blind Barrels or a different one, if you're into bourbon and you don't want to go spend $350 on bottles, it's worth it.
Yeah,
it's definitely worth the money.
Dude,
to do it.
That's easily what you would spend having a couple tastes at a bar.
Oh yeah, right.
Yeah. Absolutely. And we split it between two of us. So
yeah, and you could get 3 people out of that if you were.
Yeah, if we stretched them.
Yeah, I mean,
put them in the measure glasses and dump them out.
You definitely could make that happen, and have some fun with it, and get the tasting book out and enjoy it and see how well you can do. And I think that. Yeah. I think it's enjoyable. It's a good time, and it's a good way to try stuff that you might never have an opportunity to try again.
I'm sorry, but that half ounce or whatever the hell that is, that's going down the drain, dude. I'm putting something.
This is the first time I've seen Ben pour alcohol down the drain, guys, and we've been doing this for a few months.
There was only one other whiskey that I've heard it called drain pour it.
Yeah.
And that was a craft one that was with it was a whiskey with sherry wine.
Thank you.
It was like a full cocktail, sherry wine, and had something else in it too.
What about that effing good bourbon?
Apple cider vinegar was also mixed in with it, dude. And it was like I tried so hard to like it. And it sat on my shelf, and I had a couple other people try it. It's not as bad as Dickel. That is worse than Dickel. So I will drink Dickel any day over that. And anybody that's been here, I don't like that. That 13-year-old Dickel. You can have. Look, there's another half.
No, I don't. You don't
like it. You don't like it.
I don't like it that much. Yeah, but I like it enough to. I like the smokiness.
Yeah, I might go back to C. I'll finish off with that C. That rye that I didn't think was a rye. That high proof one.
That's a good pour, man.
I'm taking that one.
Do it.
I'm taking that one. So, but yeah, so I think that's a good episode for the night.
Mm-hmm.
We got a couple samples. If you want to take either B or D home, you're welcome to.
All right.
Or they can stay down here at the bar.
No,
just throw them at the handshake pile. But
if somebody wants to come try one, they can. Right?
Yeah, absolutely.
I got a Russell's 10 to crack.
Oh, the one I picked you up the other day.
Yeah.
K&M?
K&M special. Can't go wrong.
What else did we get at K&M, Keith? That's going to be on a future fresh crack.
Ooh, I don't know, man. There's a lot. What else did you get? What is that? Oh, my God. Well, that's
coming to a fresh crack soon.
There's a better one than that.
Fighting cock.
No, there's a better one than that. Right behind you.
Oh, there's a Booker's. That came from K&M.
I'm really looking forward to that.
We'll put the fighting cock in with the Bookers, and you'll pick the fighting cock.
Okay. I don't care who wins. I'm just really looking forward to it.
So from what I've heard from a couple folks, for a $20 bottle,
yeah,
that's a really good bottle.
$20?
$20.
Come on.
With tax. With tax.
Kentucky
and
straight bourbon whiskey.
It's from Heaven Hill.
Nice.
Elijah Craig, Evan Williams, Heaven Hill, that line of family distillery.
Fighting cock.
Good old fighting cock.
Ben likes his fighting cock.
I guess. Not to be confused with 1 Foot Cock out of Buffalo. That's another distillery.
Never heard of it.
That's another distillery. So, but yeah, so I had a buddy of mine, Drinking with Wayne, Drinking with Friends is his podcast. That beat out E.H. Taylor's Small Batch.
Wow.
In a blind. In his bourbon whiskey blind.
Mm-hmm.
That won, I think, 3 out of 4 of the 4 guys tasting to move on.
That's awesome. So this is going to be a good one. So we'll do a Fresh Crack Friday with that versus...
At some time. We'll see.
That'll be a good one.
We should just number them and draw names out of a hat.
We should. That'd be a good one.
So
awesome.
Pick them out.
Well, thank you, sir.
Yeah, thanks for stopping out and get you home in a decent time. It's only about 10 after 9.
Not too bad.
No, not bad at all. You get to work tomorrow. Haven't drank too much.
Nah.
We're in good shape.
We're in good shape.
Thank you all for
joining.
Yeah, tuning in. We had 17 reactions or likes. That's solid.
Awesome.
12 comments, so pretty light on the comments, but we had good conversation tonight flowing through with everything.
We didn't leave much room for comments. I just talked too much.
I think the topics were really nice with the camping and, the summer projects and summer to do and stuff like that. All that was really good. Yeah, so
yep.
Not a whole lot on YouTube and not a whole lot on Bullhorn, but Bullhorn's nice because we can send it out everywhere.
Yeah, that's sweet.
So
nice.
Thank you guys for tuning into this. If you like this, let us know. Go over to YouTube, comment, subscribe. We do our Fresh Crack videos where we talk whiskey. We're getting back into putting out the habitat content and hunting strategy content as well on that channel. And that's all on my Old Tin Cup habitat restoration and enhancement.
You got K&M coming up?
We got K&M coming up. Thank you, Keith, for reminding me of that. So next... Is it really next week already?
Yeah. So
next Friday we will be, next Wednesday we'll be doing the podcast again.
Yep.
I'm pretty sure Mark and Courtney from K&M are going to stop down here at the bar that Wednesday to talk about the upcoming event again.
Mm-hmm.
And then next Friday, the 16th, we will be at K&M. We should have led the show off of this. We'll be at K&M doing a live podcast. We're going to have some master distillers stop by.
You still haven't told me who's coming.
Exactly. You guys got to tune in to find out, or come to K&M on the event day and hang out with us.
Yeah.
We'll be there. Hanging out probably for several hours, making way too long of a live video. Just having a good old time with it.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. What time are we starting?
I don't know. I'll be there most of the day. I think we figured 5 o'clock. Okay. I think we planned on starting.
Okay.
I could double check and verify with Barb and stuff like that. But
yeah,
we plan on being there 4 or 5 o'clock, after work gets out and all that stuff. Before the Father's Day weekend, they're going to be running sales and specials for Father's Day.
Nice.
Going to have a bunch of distilleries in there doing tastings. A couple master distillers are supposed to sit down with us too. So that'll be really cool.
That's going to be awesome.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
And then we might pull you in. If you stop in the store and say, hey, heard about this,
we're
get on the show. Have a taste. Sit down and talk with us.
Guest appearance.
Yeah. Stop by.
Cool.
So thank you all.
Thank you so much. Thanks, Ben. Appreciate it.
Appreciate you guys. Appreciate Keith for stopping by. And we'll catch you all next time down here at the bar doing what we do.
Having fun.
See ya.
See ya.